ఆస్తుల మదింపు విశాఖ ఉక్కు ఆర్థిక బలోపేతానికి సహాయపడుతుందని RINL CMD శ్రీ అతుల్ భట్ పేర్కొన్నారు. కలకత్తాలో జరిగిన ఒక సదస్సులో CMD పేర్కొన్న అంశాలను ప్రముఖ ఆంగ్ల పత్రిక బిజినెస్ స్టాండర్డ్ ఈ విధంగా పేర్కొంది.
Asset monetization, plant ramp up to help turn around Rashtriya Ispat Nigam. RINL had debt of around 23,000 crore and Bhat said it was unsustainable. However, he hoped the monetization of assets would be completed this financial year.
Ahead of this investment, a series of measures are being taken to set the stage for the turnaround of Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, RINL. While non-core assets would be monetized to help reduce debt and invest in working capital, the steel public sector undertaking is working towards achieving full capacity utilization at the 7.3 million ton plant in Visakhapatnam. Atul Bhat, Chairman and Managing Director, said the sale of non-core assets, a forged wheel unit in Raebareli, Uttar Pradesh, and a 22-acre land parcel in Vizag city, was expected to be completed before the end of this financial year. The asset monetization process is being driven by the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, and RINL hopes to get 3,000 rupees 4,000 crore. The money would be ploughed back into the company to reduce debt and invest in working capital so that it can turn around, Bhat said on the sidelines of a conference on steel organized by Steel and Metallurgy. RINL registered a turnover of 15,618 crore rupees, provisional, during the period April 2022 to December 2022, and the company made a net loss of 2,751.34 crore rupees, provisional, up to December 2022, according to figures from the Ministry of Steel Annual Report 2022-23. RINL had debt of around 23,000 crore rupees and Bhat said it was an LD quo, unsustainable and RD quo. However, he hoped the monetization of assets would be completed this financial year. And LD quo, maybe next year we can look at profit, and RD quo, he said. The turnaround hinges on the sale of non-core assets, debt reduction, and working capital infusion. In 2021-22, RINL posted a profit of 913 crore rupees after 6 years. But the subsequent year, FY23, was difficult for most steel producers, pointed out Bhat. There was a global recession, steel prices dropped, and then an export duty was imposed by the government, resulting in a glut of steel in the Indian market. Bhat said RINL did not have captive mines, which increased the cost of production. And LD quo, we are spending about 6,000 rupees more per ton on iron ore. On the cost curve, we are on the higher side, and RD quo, iron ore and coal are key inputs in steel making. However, RINL resorted to buying coal from Russia. It was sourced mostly from Australia earlier and was more expensive. Bhat said EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, had improved in the past few months. The steel unit recently commissioned new oxygen capacity, which would enable it to run facilities more efficiently. In 2021-22, RINL produced 5.5 million tons, mount, out of a capacity of 7.3 mt. And the focus right now is to run the plant at full capacity, Bhat said. Full capacity utilization and a turnaround could help in the valuation of the country and RINL's first shore-based plant in the strategic sale process. Bhat, however, declined to comment on the disinvestment process for RINL. In January 2021, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA, had given an LD quo, in principle and RD quo, approval for 100% disinvestment in RINL through strategic disinvestment by way of privatization. In April this year, the Ministry of Steel clarified in response to reports of a freeze on the disinvestment process that it was an LD quo, under progress and RD quo, and efforts were being made by the company and supported by the government to improve the performance of RINL and keep it as an LD quo, going concern and RD quo.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.